Hello everyone, my name is Nick Gustum, and I'm a systems engineer with Source1 Solutions. Now, if your experience with social distancing over the past several weeks has been anything at all like mine, you're probably working from home, connecting up to your organization over some sort of VPN client that gives you access to your organization's applications, servers, and shares. And that's fantastic. That said, working from home comes with its own unique set of challenges, specifically to IT security. Right now, malicious actors are taking full advantage of the large remote workforce, and attack attempts are nearing all-time highs. Now, we've been getting a lot of questions about how remote workers like yourselves can secure their own networks to protect both themselves and the businesses that they connect to every day. What we're going to do is demonstrate some simple things that you can and absolutely should do to protect your home network and the business that you connect to. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today is how to secure your home Wi-Fi. And the reason that we're going to talk about this is because your ISP or your internet service provider's router tends to be quite locked down, and they only come with some very basic security features. And if you have an older model, those routers also tend to provide significantly slower Wi-Fi connection speeds than an off-the-shelf model. So if you're using your ISP's provided Wi-Fi, consider replacing it. Right now, what we're going to do is replace my integrated Wi-Fi with an off-the-shelf solution from Linksys that's available at most large retailers, either in-store or online. And we specifically selected this model because it's available everywhere. Configuring our new Wi-Fi connection, securing the Wi-Fi connection with appropriate and, most importantly, easy to remember settings, and then enabling additional security features to help give you additional protection for your network. So what we have here is the Linksys MaxStream AC2200 series router, and the setup on it is fairly easy. Now, what you get in the box is your MaxStream router device, a single network cable, and a power cube. So the first thing that we need to do to set this device up is plug it in. So if we look at the back, there's actually going to be a sticker over the 12-volt slot. I've already removed it. Go ahead and plug it in. And you'll see that your Linksys should now have a display screen. Once it's done flashing, it will finish booting. All right, now the device is finished booting. We have two icons here. We've got an orange globe, which means we do not have an internet connection, and an orange network cable icon, which means we have not plugged our network cable in. So the next thing that we need to do is go ahead and plug our network cable directly from our ISP router up to this. And if you look on the back, there's one slot here that says Internet, and that is where we want to plug the cable from our ISP router. You should hear a very firm click, and you shouldn't be able to pull the cable out. All right, now that we have our network cable plugged in, we'll see that the No Network Link icon is gone, and we're just left with the orange globe. That means no internet connectivity. That's normal. We're going to take care of that in the next step. If you look at the quick start guide that it comes with, go ahead and go to step 6, and on step 6 you will see your current wireless network name and your current wireless password. These are the defaults. We're going to change these later. All right, let's get connected to our new router. So if you go into the bottom right of your system tray and click on your wireless networks, you'll see that we're not currently connected to any wireless network. So what we want to do is go ahead and get connected up to the network that we saw in step 6 of the quick start guide. In this case, it is Linksys 0300. Actually 00300. And then our password is also on step 6. Now once we get connected, it should automatically prompt us to set up our router. And we're going to pretend that we read the terms and conditions. And we really don't need to contribute to their improvements, so we're going to uncheck that. Select Next, and then wait for the setup to start. All right, that took just a couple of minutes, and now that it's finished, it's asking us if we want to automatically install upgrades for our router, updates for our router. And we absolutely do. These are very important both for security and quality of life features, so go ahead and allow that. Select Next. Now you'll notice that it gives us access to both the 2.4 gigahertz legacy band and both 5 gigahertz modern bands. So I'm going to name this something temporary for myself. because I will go back and reconfigure this later. And we want to set a strong password. Now, it's actually a misnomer that your passwords need to be complicated with a bunch of different letters and symbols. Those may be hard for people to guess, but they're actually very easy for machines to guess. What's actually harder for a machine to guess is a simple name with a lot of characters in it. So what you can do is actually just string several different words together that you're likely to remember. So we can use something like doghouse, airplane, water ski. Right? And that actually gives us quite a few characters, which makes it harder for a machine to actually guess that password. And it's actually very easy to remember. Instead of having to remember which letter is capitalized, which letter is lowercase, where the exclamation point goes, now you just need to remember doghouse, airplane, water ski. So now you'll notice that we've been disconnected from our Wi-Fi, and that's actually what this page here says. We renamed your Wi-Fi, and it's been disconnected. So you need to connect up now. There's our new network. And we can just type in doghouse, airplane, water ski. Now setup should resume automatically, but if it doesn't, we can go to the link that they provided. The next step is to create a router administrator password, and we're going to do this using the same method that we did before. This is a really common one that people like to use for an example, so we'll use this. And that's going to be our administrator password. Next, Linksys is going to ask us if we want to create a smart Wi-Fi account. We don't actually need to do this, so we're going to go ahead and say no thanks. So now we've been taken to the administration page for our Linksys router, and we need to check two things here very quickly to make sure that our network is secured. The first thing that we want to do is go into security, and we want to make sure that SPI, or Stateful Packet Inspection, is turned on for both IPv4 and IPv6. It should be by default, but if it's not, just go ahead and check the boxes and hit apply. And the next thing that we want to do is under guest access. We really don't need guest access turned on. It's turned on by default. What this does is it creates a temporary guest SSID account, which you can see underneath your Wi-Fi connections. And if we look at the name and password that it's come up with automatically, it's fairly terrible. And because we're connecting up to the primary account, we can go ahead and turn this off. And it'll take a few minutes to apply those changes. And that's it. We have successfully set up our new Linksys router and done some basic security on it.